happy holidays. It's literally the day after Christmas. It's Boxing Day.
Boxing Day. Yes.
We don't do
Oh,
Boxing Day in America. That's not a thing here, but I personally enjoy the day after Christmas as a day off when I can get it.
it's a great day because you let everything sink in after so much cooking and excitement and Santa coming, and then you're like, oh yeah, it everything just happened, and we get to have everything settled in. And this year, not only the holidays, but
Uh,
our trailer.
they officially dropped season 4 trailer on Christmas Day. So many feelings. Welcome back, guys, to We Are Sophie and the real season 4, and their story of Sophie Beck is coming, and we're gonna talk about it. Your host, Danielle Marivette Hernandez. Why do I keep forgetting to introduce myself? It's not like we haven't done this before. And my co-host,
Melany Hill. We're back.
are going to talk about not just that, but I took pictures of the new banner. You know, they do one every season, and only certain people are wearing masks, and the rest of them are holding them. So we're going to go over that. But first, thoughts, feelings. Where were you when season 4 Bridgerton trailer dropped?
I mean, it was Christmas, so I was just, basically just like I my kid has just opened his presents, Santa came over, and then I was like, going through my Instagram, and there it was, and I was like, hold on a second. I need privacy. And so
I
much
need a
things
moment.
going on, and I'm like, I need a moment to watch this. And then I watched it for the first time, and I was like, wait, I need to rewatch it because uh it was a grenade on my hands, the first one. I was like, and so many feelings arise again that I was like, oh my goodness, wait, I need to let this sink in, and then I need to rewatch to actually catch on everything that needed to be caught on for this. You know what I mean?
I
But
really
tell me,
do.
what about you?
Yes, same. In a very similar fashion, it was Christmas Day. I was at the dinner table. I was holding my phone and eating. And then I was like, your mouth just, but no food went in, just Bridgerton went in. And I was like, oh, so I have to watch this. There's noise and chaos around me, but I could not excuse myself. I was like, it has to happen right now. I was really excited that we finally got some scenes beyond the masquerade, beyond, um, even beyond her leaving the house. We finally got to see some My Cottage, the tree. Oh, that made
My
me
goodness.
happy. I was having feelings because, even though we didn't make to the part of the audition process we wanted to make it to as actors, pitching ourselves as Sophie Beckett. We still put so many years into the investment. So I was like, everything is not how I envisioned. I wanted to tell the story. And then I have to remind myself, Danielle, you're not an actor involved in the process. And I have to let them tell their story. So all of this was hitting me at the same time. But yeah, bring it on. I need to know more about Sophie Beck because she feels very different from Sophie Beckett in the book,
Feels so different indeed.
right?
Everything that I saw was like, wait, this is not how I pictured it at all. Not only as an actor, but the way I was reading it, I was like, these are two very different versions of her. So I was like, I'm interesting and see, where she's gonna take it because it just feels very different. It also feels that they might have not done the time jump exactly as it is in the book based on the little scenes that we
Right.
get because
Also,
I don't
because
feel, yeah,
Colin and Penelope are together now, and in the books, they would not be together for another 7 years. Not to
yes,
write it down.
yes. So very intriguing. Um, and just what, so much to realize not only with them, but with the rest of the characters. I was very excited to see some of Violet's, plot line evolving. I was like really excited for that. But something that you just said and how it's very different, I felt that immediately. And I actually told that to Tom. I texted him, it was like happy holidays.
Discuss.
And then I was like, this was very bittersweet. He knows my journey and everything, so I dropped a lot of
Clarify for the audience when you say Tom, you're talking about Tom.
about Tom Verica. Yes, we're talking about the Tom Verica.
Just to clarify
And
to people like how real this process is. That's
why?
amazing. Merry Christmas to you, babes. Go on.
Yes, exactly. And I was like, I trust it was in good hands, but it seems very different from the book, very different on what I envisioned myself doing with the character.
Mm.
So I openly shared that with him. I was like, this is how it felt. And obviously, as how always he is, he was very kind about it. And he was like, I hope I can wait for you to see it and to actually tell me how you feel about it. We tried to take really good care of it. It was one of those that we really stood close to the book. Is gonna be not the same what happened with Pauline. I think that what he said is that he thinks that the audience is gonna feel that those scenes were taken care of, but it is different. They are definitely Jared embraced the character in a very different way, and they did take a very different direction. So I'm excited to see that because I feel it's also going to help us, step away a little bit from it. Because I thought I was ready. I was like, I had my process. Then the trailer drops, and I'm going to be honest, there was some tears. There was some tearing for sure, for so many different things. Excitement that is finally happening. It is our favorite story from the books.
Ah, we've been
Um,
waiting literally 5 years for this.
we
Ever since Bridgerton dropped, I was like, an offer from a gentleman is coming.
exactly. But then it was also like, oh my goodness, like, we had this whole vision, this whole pitching, and it was the first, actual like imagery of how it's gonna come to life, different from what I thought I'd be doing if it was, myself. And I'm sure.
100%. It's like you're taking the words from my heart into your delivery because I'm feeling so much of what you're saying, and I'm picking up on a lot of what you are sharing as well. When I viewed that trailer, I could also feel, even without seeing the video evidence yet, of where they're taking us on this journey. I could feel the difference in the story, in the narrative, in her reception in the scene, in the way she's interpreting what I'm clocking to be specific moments, whether they are or not, and what she's giving us, like what they want from Sophie's story for the Bridgerton sphere and audience. And also, yes, it is bittersweet to know a character that we've carried with us for a very long time, but then also as actors have like knocked down doors and talked to people and done very brave, scary things for a long time, have to accept, because also I would love to know the reaction of people who actually got in the room and read the sides and were considered as well for who almost was Sophie, right?
Yeah.
But ultimately, they're going to tell us why they're telling us this version of the story. And it is a version of the story. Oh, and I'm so glad that you actually brought up Violet, because Violet is one of the people wearing a mask in the panorama shot. All right.
Yes.
So let's look at that. Yes. And this is also part of the healing process. We're just very attached to our characters and we saw ourselves as her and what we wanted to tell with her storyline, which is also different, hold for technical difficulties.
That's whole in the meantime, how we process the whole thing. Sophie carries so much of the story that is just so intriguing
It is.
because how can I say this? Like she seems very I think they're taking a little bit away the part of like the usually Cinderella that there's like or like night be naive around it. In this trailer, I just felt that Jaren just is showing her like very on her ground from day one. Like
Yeah,
even
she's
right,
scheming to get into the ball as
yeah,
opposed to in the book where the servants are all like, surprise, we're smuggling you into the nobility. And she's just
yeah,
like, what?
exactly. I was like,
Oh,
wait,
that's a ton of agency that like already this is sort of like a vengeance trim. Like Araminta said she's not gonna go, and she's like, bet. And by bet, I mean bet.
yeah, no, totally.
Oh, yeah, that works. Share. Okay. Hello. We are now sharing side by side. Okay, so let me take it to the first page and let's expand this all the way. Yeah, full screen, baby. All right, so that's the middle panorama. That's the right, and this is the first side. So this panel is the left, and here we see, of course, Araminta, Posey, Rosamund, and Penelope and Colin. And Penelope appears to be a pirate, the Dread Pirate Roberts, perhaps.
Yeah,
Ah,
yeah. Very ironic, actually, but she looks gorgeous.
yes. Also, notably, despite this being a masquerade, these two girls do not appear to be in costume. Like one was supposed to be a mermaid, right? Posey.
Mermaid.
Posey was a mermaid,
Yeah,
and Rosamund was Marie Antoinette, I think,
yeah,
or the
yeah,
Queen of
yeah.
England. Yeah, one of them. Maybe Araminta was Marie Antoinette. I can't remember.
I can't remember either, but yes. That is something that, from the very top, we're like, what are these costumes? I was really looking forward to Posey's.
Ah,
Um,
I know. With the dark green seaweed ribbons in her hair.
yeah, I mean,
um,
I see what they did. They're kind of like acknowledging the whole like oceany vibes, but still not what I expect. So very interesting choice here.
Also, notably, Araminta is always in black, as though morning is still present, fresh,
Mhm.
new, as opposed to in the book, where she's basically still like, I still got it. And if I got to catch a husband before my daughters do, then I will.
Yeah, exactly. Very different vibes indeed. I felt that too. We mentioned that from the start, but now we can definitely see like everything in her is black, is giving Raven vibes, if I may say so. Like I don't know, like it's very darkish. And maybe, to set up her a little bit as the villain, like, evil stepmom. But I hope she gives it in the performance that bites, because in the book she's very much like you said, like if it's not my kids, I'm ready. Like she so I don't know.
And notably, no one here wearing a mask.
No one's wearing a mask on this side.
All right, let's move on. Next one.
Let's move on. Here
Obviously,
has
we have
leading.
our Sophie and Benedict. And in the background, the Mondriches dressed up in as Caesar and Antony and wearing
Yeah.
masks. They are
Word
masked and Sophie is masked. So I'm noticing that the masked characters have secrets, right? The question is, will
they
those
do.
secrets be coming to light? Because now let's look over here. Ready, ready, ready? Who has a mask in this background, darling? Who
Only
is wearing a
Violet.
mask?
See
I
that
zeroed
only
in on
Violet it is.
Violet wearing this mask. It's like sun and moon, silver and gold. She looks like Cinderella herself. I think
She
Violet is
looks
getting her
gorgeous.
romance soon. Yeah, so Violet's got a secret this
I
season.
mean, she is. And I don't, she's right there on the back. She is glowing. She stood out for me from the very beginning. Like, I saw this image and my eyes were like, Violet? Yes.
We
She's
see you,
definitely
girl.
gonna have, yeah, she's gonna have this day and night shift this season.
There it is,
And
day and night in her
it
mask.
is.
Oh, Lady Girl's gonna have a rendezvous at the very least. Okay, again, very different from the books. They're like, yeah. Book Violet, devoted mother to the memory of Edmund, but TV Violet still got it going on.
And I feel that's going to be very interesting to see in this season in particular because she is, the mom telling the kid to get married and being a very important key part in how the story develops. But still, I think her having her own romance and her own like enlightenment and this shift in her, it's going to be monumental for the whole story on its whole. I'm very excited. I'm really excited for her.
100%. I think that's a strong way to phrase it. And now look, I mean, obviously we've got Eloise in the front in this Joan of Arc
I
costume looking
adore her.
gorgeous and crazy. And I'm so excited that they're setting her up for Philip in the next one. Because honestly, I didn't think they were going to give us Philip at all. I thought they were going to just throw him away and be like, nah, we changed our mind. Um, so we'll see how that plays out this season. And then we also see Francesca in the background with Michael. Nope, sorry, with John.
Yeah,
No, there will be
Sean.
no Michael. There's only a Michaela, and that's a discussion for another time. But yes, everyone else is holding their mask. They've unmasked themselves. They are who they are. But there's Violet in the background. Her hair is also down, by the way, down.
Now,
Everyone else's hair is up or chopped, or I mean, I presume that's a wig. I do not believe they actually cut her hair for this season. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but like it looks like it's just like up in the back and then like her bangs in the front to carry the look. But
yeah,
overall, these photos excited me more, I think, than the full trailer did because of the trailer and me having mixed emotions because investing as a person and as an actor and as a person who's loved
yeah.
the book so long. 15 years at least. I know it came out before then, but I think I read it 15 years ago. All
No,
right.
yeah.
Let me get out a full thing here. Um unless is there anything else you wanted to say about these?
No, I'm just kind of surprised Francesca is not wearing her mask. Like if I were to put someone in one as well, it would probably be her. And very interesting that Araminta isn't either. Like I feel it's very particular the way that they were like, okay, Violet, Mondrick, Sophie. That's it.
Yes. Yes. So four people, season four. Maybe these are connections, maybe these are not. However, Araminta does have her mask raised. She's ready to put that shit on. Excuse me. She's ready to put that shit on whenever. She's like, what?
Whenever she needs it,
Eh.
which is a good analogy as well. Like I feel it's giving us this whole, double face kind of thing that she's ready when she is, but her daughters know who she is, but the society doesn't. So that's very intriguing.
You know what? Now that I'm zoomed in, I do see that Posey has a seashell fan.
It is
And
a
she
Z.
has these gauzy puffed sleeves and look scalloped lines on her bodice. I mean her skirt. So it does look like they did give her the mermaid vibe, but it's still more
Yeah.
gown than costume. Also, they did her way more justice than they did in the book. Like there's a lot of care given to Posey here, and we know there's a lot of neglect when it comes to Posey in the book. But
Yes, no, she looks
also,
way better here. But
I
look at,
do
yeah, I
see
wanted to
this.
zoom into
This is
down because
looking more like a robe française. Now it has that proper paneling down the front and very small panniers, but they're there. And look, we have here the lacy elbows. So that is time appropriate for the Marie Antoinette gown. Oh, and you know what? She doesn't have the wig, but she's got the necklace. That necklace of diamonds. That's like famous lore with Marie Antoinette. Or a nod to the famous scandalous necklace.
yeah, I feel like they got the vibes right. It's just not necessarily exactly how we could picture it based on the wording of the books and how it was supposed to be more costumey.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the vibes are there. They're gorgeous. They look good. It's just not what we visualize, I feel.
Yeah.
And Penelope wearing a blonde wig, I was like, this is a choice.
She's wearing a blonde wig.
It is.
I missed
She's not
that
wearing
detail. I missed that detail. Interesting. Did they show it in one of the teasers or in the trailer that she's putting a blonde wig
I
on?
mean, in the trailer, she's like very blonde on the costume.
Yeah.
So they're gonna go for, I mean, I'm assuming they're gonna go for it being a wig because, she's still redhead on the rest of the
Oh, I
tape
see what you're
on the
saying.
trailer.
It's just this one night. Yeah.
Yes.
Well then, we shall see. Also, I want to zero in. I'm getting so close to the screen, like this is gonna help you. But on the necklace that Posey is wearing, it almost gives like this idea of fish bones, like and then the fish head here. I don't think that's what it is. It looks like it's actually probably a heart with an empty pocket for the carrying. But again, interesting detailing. And this also is reminiscent of the Raven look that you were mentioning. So,
Feel
and also her
yeah.
hair, she's like a ninja. She has this gorgeous, sleek coif mohawk in
Yeah.
the Regency era. It's just like, wow, what a vibe. So again, this way more exciting. Trailer, I think seeing her move and speak and be out of the Lady in Silver. Ooh, they reference. He's looking for the Lady in Silver.
Yes.
Ah!
I love that. When she said that, I was like, oh, this is great. I love the drawings.
Yeah.
And I was able to look at them
The
much better in this new.
drawings. Oh, I've
So
just
fun.
dreamt of that scene for so long. Yeah, I know. But still, I don't know. Because she's so much stronger, I just don't understand how they are going to maneuver the storyline or how they will change his storyline of him strong arming her into coming to the Bridgerton household. And then if they do, I mean, I understand it's to be more palatable because it's not a palatable thing. But that was also the point of his story that Benedict Bridgerton is capable of doing unsavory things because he's a man and he has to learn to be better.
Yes, it does. I think they're gonna tone it down a bit for what I can we can see so
Mm,
far.
yeah.
But there are those other scenes, at least, to make it a little more extreme of how he's now the only unmarried brother and that he has his own ways and that they're gonna giving him his little like his skanky moments of how there's like Benedict settled down. But so far it feels a little bit of Anthony vibes. Like, it feels like that shift from going from like, oh yeah, I don't care and I'm like discovering myself. So I hope they do bring it towards what Benedict is. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? Like, I really hope that they are giving him his identity on why he acts the way he is, and then it happens with Sophie. Like, I feel that's very important. Very,
Yeah. There we are. We're back, just the two of us. That was good. Um, and I also wonder also what's their new dynamic? What's everything? I have to see what it is between the two of them that they want us to see. And they're still teasing us, even though they finally gave us a trailer. I think this is the teasiest tease that ever teased me in Bridgerton. That's it. That's the
I mean,
sentence.
they're they're breadcrumbs. We keep saying that because I mean they kind of gave us a way more for season 3. I was feeling pulling on top of me every step of the way. And now I'm like, okay, guys, okay, yeah, okay, it's Christmas. We finally get a trailer, but what else is going on? Like, yes. But it makes it a little more intriguing, and probably they kind of do it on purpose because of how intriguing she is. Maybe they want us to feel as mysterious as Benedict feels. Like, what is
Yeah.
happening? Who are these people?
Who are they indeed? And not only that, but like, how do they fit in to the Bridgerton map? Who else is going to be there? Because that's just what they showed us.
Absolutely. And I'm very, very excited to see Elise too. Like, I really hope we start seeing glimpses of her own story here. And
That was
there's so
something. Oh, I'm
much.
sorry, I'm cutting you off, but that was
Yeah,
something that I feel they gypped us from in season 3. They didn't give us the flashbacks. They gave us flashbacks for Simon, they gave us flashbacks for Anthony, but they did not give us flashbacks for Colin. And Colin and Penelope have known each other since they were teenagers. I wanted that. Everyone wanted that. That's a major disappointment and qualm in the Bridgerton community who know, if you know, you know. If you don't know, then you don't care. But the flashbacks in Sophie's story are everything because they set up her Cinderella narrative. So they gotta give us something. And allegedly,
They do.
I remember reading something about a kite, or remember um the actress Yaren Ha mentioning a kite, I think maybe last Valentine's Day. So is that part of the childhood storyline now? Or is Benedict going to teach her how to fly a kite? We
There
shall.
are steals from the kite. There are steals from the kite now out, and it's
Oh,
actually Benedict with Sophie, and he's like flying the kite, and she's like, so maybe they're, I don't know what they're gonna do with that. Maybe it means something to her from the past, and he kind of like brings something in her, seeing Benedict do it. But very interesting to see the whole kite situation because, yeah, very particular to how they're going to tell the story.
exactly. Well, with that
Yeah.
being said, um, I have to look those up. I feel like they dropped so much on us all at once that we'll just have to come back and talk about it again at a later date. And they're having their premiere in Paris this year instead of New York or London. My goodness. So, again, there's that bittersweet feeling of, oh, I've been to the premieres in the past, but I wasn't at this one. And it's been special to be able to even go, like that was a very magical thing. But this one is like
Absolutely.
literally it's out of
Yes.
hand. It's out of hand.
Yes. Very interesting choice as well. Like I said, I'm like, oh, is it more like personal for Luke or something? But because other than
Or
that, I'm like, what is fair?
I feel like it could even be, I feel like, is this dark? Is this conspiracy? But like politically motivated. Things in the world are tough right now. Merca is a mess right now. Things are going on in the UK. Maybe Paris is just like, come over here, we have croissant, you know?
Exactly.
That's it. Like, be
Yes.
chill. Ah.
Yeah. Very exciting. Very exciting. We're gonna
All right. Well, we're basically coming to the end of our time here. Are there any final thoughts you want to say or share?
I feel we can wrap it up by saying it's gonna be good to see their version of it, and that also helps with how bittersweet it is
Mm,
because it's not my story.
right.
Based on the trailer, like I feel it's going to egg seeing the season and the scenes that we thought we were gonna be able to portray. Again, we're very close to the character, very close to the story, but at the same time, I'm excited to feel how much care they actually put into it. And hopefully it'll be, what we hope for as viewers as well, like as fans of the show and the story itself. I'm getting, prepared and excited to be able to be like, okay, what do you see and planned with this that it was so worth telling it the way that you are going to?
Yes.
And hopefully we'll get more into that vibes as they drop more stuff and they stop breadcrumbing us.
No, I see them breadcrumbing us through the end of January for sure.
Yeah.
And I also feel like we have to acknowledge all the seasons we've watched are changed versions of the book, although season one was really quite close. I was very impressed. But it really was only season one. From season two onward, they're like, we're going to do our own thing. And so this is their
Exactly.
own thing. This is her story. And just like the rest of the audience, I'm hungry to know what it is. I collect Cinderellas. Let me know. Let me know what you decided to do. Yeah, I have ideas, but guess what? I'm not dead. I can tell different Cinderella's tales while I walk this earth. I want to see what they've done. And it's time to reawaken my Cinderella chapters again as well, because to me, Cinderella is the every woman. And that is the narrative that I wanted to tell. And that's how I went about it. And I put my little Sophie gauntlet back on because it's my like talisman. I used to wear this little bee charm. It was, oh, I forgot. I have fake background. I cannot get too close. So this little bee charm was part of a bracelet that had been given to me for one Christmas. And I had worn it with the resolve. And so it broke after casting had been announced, and I was like, that's crazy. No, wait, is that true?
Oh
I
no.
had to change. The point is, it broke. It might have broken earlier than that because I had already turned it into a gauntlet when Queen Charlotte came out. And I remember that because I made one for me and I made one for Betsy Beers. And so like that was my marketing material. Like, here's the glove. Do you get it? I make jewelry. Also, I'm an actor. And I was able to get the jewelry gauntlet to Betsy
Yeah.
Beers at the Queen Charlotte red carpet, which was a very beautiful thing to be able to get to do. And so that ties in. And you know what? It's like the official closing of a chapter now. We get to remember all that we did. We made amazing connections. You literally opened us up today with your casual text exchange with Tom Verica. And that's a magical thing. It's really helped us move forward with
Very grateful.
momentum in this field of career. Mm.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And we're going to get to enjoy the show.
Yes. Yeah. I
All
feel
right.
that we're, closer to what we want than we think we are. And so now we can just enjoy the ride as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Excellent. Well, then I'm going to click this button to end this off. This is us signing off. Thank you for joining us, everyone. I
Thank
hope
you
you're
for joining us.
excited and
Happy
thank you.
holidays.
Happy holidays. Happy New Year. Thank the Lord. I'm so ready for a new year. Let's go. Ha.
Yes. Let's go.
All right. Bye.